Number one, housing development program. It's number one and the best. Housing development program. Number one, housing development program. In Nigeria, housing development program. In Africa, housing development program. And the globe.
Time of the day when we discuss housing and all that concerns it. Are you interested in renting or selling your property, buying a property or investing? This program is for you. Housing Development is a weekly TV show that covers the property market, be it rental, property for sale, mortgage, interior decor. We've got all the information. Stay tuned with your housing diva, Flora Annie.
My name is Professor Anladi Matawal, the Director General, Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute. And this is to say that the Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute endorses the Housing Development Program on AIT, and the public is encouraged to key in every time this program is aired.
The year 2017 witnessed the collapse of structures in Lagos, Abuja, Cross River and other states of the Federation. Collapse of building is the worst form of structural failure. What are the possible causes of collapse? Let's hear from some professionals to avoid a reoccurrence in 2018.
There are many issues. And the vast majority or the major reason would be the prevalence of quacks in the construction industry in Nigeria. That would be the major reason. There is also a huge issue with the monitoring of the compliance with building codes in Nigeria. We haven't done very well with that. Supervision is a big issue. The quality of some of the materials that we use and the construction methods that we use are very, very obvious reasons why we have a prevalence of building collapse.
A lot of people who go into building collapse, you go into building construction, especially the private sector. You will see that in most cases, they don't employ the services of professionals that are in the field. If you go to the site of a building collapse and listen to the stories and history around that particular site, in most cases, you hear that engineers or adequately qualified engineers were not involved. You hear situations where it was a brother's son or a brother's cousin who had nothing to do with construction that was in charge of supervision and things like that. So I think we need to have the proper laws and apply the laws when we have somebody violating it. And this can stop it. Again, recall that most of the buildings that is being done by government, where they use appropriate engineering personnel, engineers and technicians and so on, you hardly hear of any collapse.
That's obvious. Most of these collapses that you hear about, you'll never associate it with your professional engineers. It's quackery. It's quackery, and that is why we gather together like this to refine the laws and the policies of making sure that all buildings in this country pass through a system of check and balances that will make sure that all specifications that will keep a building standing for years are implemented.
First and foremost, to limit or to reduce building collapse, we have to have an efficient and effective mortgage system, whereby there will be a pool of funds for the right kind of investors to put into building. The second problem probably is also the issue of enforcement of the rules and regulations. Of course, there are a lot of rules, there are a lot of regulations as regards building, codes and practices, but the issue is the enforcement. A lot of buildings have been constructed without the qualified personnel supervising them.
Welcome back. As part of its corporate social responsibility, the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company (NMRC) trained and empowered 42 internally displaced persons (IDPs) as artisans in the building construction subsector as its own contribution in reducing the deficit in the housing sector. The graduation ceremony took place at the IDPs camp in Kochungoro, Abuja. As the facilitator of the training, the Industrial Training Funds (ITF) were on ground to give their support. All over the world, skills acquisition has remained key in the attainment of human capital development. To this end, the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company (NMRC) sets out to achieve its dual purpose of the NMRC corporate social responsibility intervention in the housing construction industry to augment in the short supply of skills needed. The initiative graduated 42 sets of internally displaced persons, trainees in the Kuchungoro camp in the areas of masonry, plumbing and electrical installations as its own way of giving back to the society.
Really, how time flies. I recall it was just over a year ago that we initiated discussions with the Industrial Training Fund as to how to develop and execute a CSR program focused on building up artisanal skills of internally displaced persons, but also to help redress the yawning gap in the availability of strong skills in the building and construction industry, which has always been identified as one of the key constraints mitigating against the growth of the supply side aspects of the housing sector.
The training is the flagship in the series of training to come. The training is geared towards closing up the gap in the availability of strong skills in the building construction industry, which has been identified as a key factor militating against the growth in the short supply in the housing sector. As an organization that is fully involved with many government projects, the NMRC Empowerment Training Exercise is set to place the trainees in some of its housing construction projects, like the Family Homes Fund, to avail them the opportunity to gain more expertise.
I want to assure you of our commitment going forward to this initiative. It's important to build the skills for the housing sector. It's important to ensure that we build the houses for our people. You are part of that. And go out, use the skills, make us proud.
The Industrial Training Fund (ITF) facilitated the NMRC CSR Vocational Empowerment Training, the artisan skill for the internal displaced. As part of its mandate, the ITF designs and implements various training programs at different venues for both those in the formal and informal sector.
ITF is available to assist any organization that wishes to sponsor such laudable projects. As you can see, we have successfully trained a total of 45 trainees in different trade areas: plumbing, electrical installation, masonry, and including tiling. So we have the geopolitical spread across the country that we can reach out to everybody.
The highlights of the graduating ceremony is the presentation of working tools to the trainees. The trainees expressed their gratitude for the gesture, saying that the collaboration between NMRC and the ITF has renewed and reignited their sense of belonging. Congratulations to the trainees. Though you came empty, you'll be going back with skills that will take you to the next phase of your lives. Over to you, Flora, for the remaining part of the program.
own effort is to ensure that the low and the medium have access to the mortgage loans. In that area, that's why our focus has always been to provide the houses first before the mortgages. And those houses has to be affordable, at least for the people to access them. Affordable in the sense the interest rate, at 6% interest rate is important, is the target. At 6% interest rate, payable within a maximum tenure of 30 years within your tenure. Right.
Actually, it's a loan from the Federal Mortgage Bank. I'm happy now that I'm staying in my own apartment.
This is a reality. This is happening.
Mortgage is a loan agreement involving someone borrowing money from a money lending organization such as a bank or a savings and loans association. This gives the organization the right to demand for collateral to serve as security in the event the loan is not repaid within a specified period. In many developed countries, the mortgage system is a way of life, as most residents take advantage of it to own their own home. Nigerians of working age contribute into a pool from which they can obtain a mortgage loan. Though the concept is not new, most Nigerians have not come to terms with it, nor have they explored the enormous benefits inherent in it. The trend is, however, changing. Increased collaboration between the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, and stakeholders such as primary mortgage banks and real estate developers now makes it possible for more Nigerians to access mortgage loans. This has also led to an increase in the number of houses being built for Nigerians.
The Federal Mortgage Bank on its own is the secondary mortgage institution. We are the primary mortgage institution. So when you come to the mortgage subsector, they are like our father. They are to us what fathers are to their sons, their children. And I must say, without missing word, that the present management of the Federal Mortgage Bank has done quite remarkably well so far, given the speeds within which they had approached issues and the results we have gotten thus far. I encourage them to continue with this zeal, and I believe they will help us to get to our Eldorado in the industry.
It is a story of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria meeting its mandate of providing housing at affordable rates for Nigerians. A case in point was the sale of federal government houses in Abuja in 2007. Despite the strides by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria in collaboration with stakeholders in meeting the housing demand of Nigerian workers, the successes so far recorded is a far cry from the prevailing situation in the country. Against this background, the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company is expected to synergize with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to increase the availability of houses.
Developing countries, among important factors influencing housing provision, finance is one of the most critical. For so many Nigerian households, the cost of housing either soaks up over half their income or necessitates living in substandard conditions. That is why Abuja International Housing Show Conference and Exhibition, which is meant to inform practitioners and policymakers alike, will delve into the latest research on driving growth and sustainability in Nigerian housing and mortgage markets, improving structures and policies for impacts. Why do you have to attend the 12th Abuja International Housing Show, the largest housing and construction event in Africa? Take a listen.
excited since we've been here since morning, and so far we've had so many people come around to find out about our project. Some know us already, some of actually our clients, and they're even making good remarks and referring us to new clients that are here trying to make inquiries. So far it's a good platform for us to meet the stakeholders in the industry. We've talked to even banks like NMRC, the mortgage banks. So it's a good exposure for us. Get to meet the Abuja people who are interested in developing. Also people who are in the industry themselves to partner and share ideas. And also to meet the end user, which is the off-taker, who wants to get a home for himself.
I must say you guys are doing a great job. I must say big congratulations to Mr. Festus Adebayo for pioneering this vision. This is the 11th one, that's 11 years running. It's been fantastic. For us, we've been able to meet a whole lot of potential investors in our project, in this housing show. The only thing I would admonish for him to do subsequently is to extend it more than 3 days, because the 3 days seems not to be enough, you know, for the kind of setup that we do. But within these 3 days, I think it's been very wonderful. We've had as in huge number of potential investors come to our stand.
We actually prefer Abuja Housing Show to other exhibitions because we attend other exhibitions, but Abuja Housing Show seems more organized, and the traffic that come in is a lot because people who come in, they are mostly builders, developers, so they are coming to see what to buy for their project, and some of them come here to see houses, to like some housing packages that they can buy for themselves. So it is actually a very good exhibition.
I'm enjoying the show. I came purposely to see a couple of designs and people into the housing industries. We're also into it as well, and it's entertaining. And we hope to see more of this exhibition in future in Nigeria.
We were here for the first time last year, and then we found out that it opened up a lot of opportunities for us. You know, we get to the way it's been done. If compared to what we did last year and this year, there's a lot of improvement. We also came here improved to actually show people what Riser Estate is all about.
Actually, I'm looking for something massive because we started all these things together. We started with Festus, from day one. And we're happy that the thing is growing. I call this one a monster. This one is massive, and definitely what we're going to see next is going to be better than this.
To attend the 12th Abuja International Housing Show as an exhibitor or participant, log on to www.abujainternationalhousingshow.com or call the contact number below.
Urban Shelter Limited provides housing for all, which means we have projects that are in different categories, in different sectors. We developed affordable housing. We also provide housing for intermediate people that have a little bit more money, and we develop for the elite, people that have enough to live in the luxury. In that premise, as of today, we have one of the major projects that we have in affordable sector, which is the Brick City project located in Kubwa in Abuja. It houses, through its phases 1, 2, and 3, it houses as of today 1,200 families in Kubwa, and the phase 4 of another 400 to 500 houses is ongoing. The Brick City project is entirely manufactured to provide simple, clean, and efficient housing to the low income in Nigeria. As I said, the houses go from 5 million to 15 million. They're clean, they're very nice, made of clay brick, very aesthetically appealing, and also thermal insulated. So you don't have to spend a lot of money in ACs and so on, because the material itself insulates to the outside. In the intermediate category, we have the Promenade Estate in Lokogoma. It's 600 houses estate. It's modern, and it's conceived for the young professionals. It consists of 2-bedroom semi-detached, 3-bed semi-detached, and 4-bedroom detached. Prices goes from 15 million to 27 million. The project has seen a tremendous amount of response from the young professionals. We have seen several young professionals from the various institutions, either it's oil and gas, banking, or even government institutions that are coming to buy into the local Goma project. In the high-end sector, we have the Bellevue Residences located at the Life Camp district. It's right by the major roundabout of the Life Camp. It's been, for the past year, a talking point in Abuja. I'm glad it captures the elite of this town. The Bellevue Residences has been defined, as I say at the beginning, basically for luxury. We have 5-bedroom villas, 4-bedroom villas, 4-bed twin villas, and some townhomes. The Bellevue Residences, it's literally an icon project for urban shelter. It's been developed initially to provide high-end houses only, but I think through the different responses that we had on the project, we have to expand the project right now into a phase 2 and phase 3. So overall, in the Bellevue Residences area, we'll have over 300 houses for basically over the high end. Prices go from 70 million to 150 million. As I said at the beginning, this is the high end platform. Also in a high-end sector, we have the Oniru luxury apartments located in VI. This is an apartment tower of about 39 units. It's conceived to provide a transient lifestyle. We have a lot of people, basically our clients and elites of this town. There are in Lagos for 3-4 days and back in Abuja for another 3-4 days. What we're trying to do is develop luxury units for them instead of continue spending money in hotels and guest houses. We believe that could be a really good solution in their situation. This is roughly, briefly, some of the projects that we're working on over the past year or so. We do have other projects on other locations in Nigeria that I'm sure if one's interested, we can give more detail on them. Urban Shelter Limited is located in Wuse Zone 5, at Shippers Plaza. It's very accessible. We are open literally 6 days a week. Our website, urbanshelternigeria.com, is really good resources to access to Urban Shelter, the different products that Urban Shelter offer, to get more insight. We do have general numbers that will be available for people that would like to reach out to Urban Shelter. All our projects that I mentioned, located in Abuja and in Lagos, do house sales units and sales offices that you can visit to get more insight in what we do.
It's been a pleasure sharing housing information with you. Thanks for being there. Don't forget to tune in next week for another informative episode. In the meantime, get in touch with Urban Shelter Limited for that luxury and affordable home. And do visit housingnews.org.ng, the largest housing news website for all the latest information. I remain your housing diva, Flora. God bless Nigeria.